Seoul, April 23rd, 2025. The world seemed to stop beating when this news exploded in cyberspace. In a matter of minutes, Kim Taehyung and Taehyung Jungkook's names skyrocketed into the global trending ranks, not because of a comeback, not because of a solo project or a military call-up, but because of something that had never been imagined. The secret that they kept close for years is now revealed in the most shocking and emotional way. And like a huge, unstoppable wave, this news hit the hearts of millions of armies around the world. It all started with an anonymous post on Korea's largest online community platform, titled, "Something I Knew About Taehyung and Jungkook All Along." A seemingly mundane post, but one that immediately shook anyone who read it. The thread claims that the two BTS members are not just group mates or close friends, but hold a much deeper, more emotional, and more complex relationship than what has been seen on camera. Army tried to deny, some tried to deny, but not a few also felt that the small pieces all this time finally formed one big picture intact. All the interactions, all the silent gazes, the behind-the-scenes moments caught on camera, suddenly become hard evidence that's hard to refute. The post contained not only a long, detailed narrative, but also several photos and voice recordings, which were then scattered like explosions in the silent middle of the night. Even more surprising, 2 hours after the upload went viral, Jungkook's official account on Weber suddenly went live. A short but stirring message appeared: "We never intended to hide the truth. We're just waiting for the right time." No names were given, but the army knew right away. This is confirmation. And not long after, Taehyung appeared through his Instagram story. He wrote one sentence that made the fandom world almost hysterical: "If I could choose, I would choose you again and again." The phrase, while simple, carries an incredible emotional weight, given their long history together, from trainee days, debuts, world tours, to stressful times as part of the largest group in the world. Now, the media around the world are vying to peel this story. Who leaked it? What really happened between the two? And why now? A source close to HYB's staff, who did not want to be named, said this was not part of a promotional strategy or gimmick. They just want to live honestly. So far, they have held back too much for the sake of public image and expectations, he said softly. And now, maybe they're tired. Maybe they want to live as ordinary humans, not just as BTS's Taehyung and BTS's Jungkook. But of course, the world isn't that simple. Behind this bureau, rumors have sprung up. Some say that HYB actually knew about this for a long time, but tried to cover it up for the sake of business. There is even news that one of them's solo comeback plans was canceled due to the agency's reluctance to face public consequences. Stories of their past that are not known to the public, details of the alleged moments become evidence, public reaction, army. To the media, reactions from other BTS members, HYB attitude, and internal pressure, speculation. The end of all this. Is it a breakup or a new beginning? Before everything was revealed, memories that are now clearly visible for the public. BTS is the perfect group. Harmonious, professional, and always smiling in front of the camera. But deep behind the scenes, away from the cameras, is the story of two young men who grow up together in a world that demands perfection, while harboring something they can't talk to anyone about, not even themselves. Kim Taehyung and Taehyung Jungkook first met at a BTS training dorm. Taehyung, who had not yet been announced as a member, was a warm and unpredictable boy. Jungkook, who was recruited at a very young age, looks quiet but incredibly talented. The two are not immediately close. Their relationship develops slowly, quietly, and fills a void that only they know. Taehyung once said in an old interview, "I've always seen Jungkook like my brother, but sometimes I feel like we understand each other more than that." At that time, the army considered it an ordinary expression of affection. But now, the quote has gone viral again and is read with a completely different meaning. For many years they performed together. On the screen, they laugh, flirt, and watch each other. But not everyone knows how they depend on each other behind the scenes. When Jungkook was mentally exhausted during the 2018 tour, it was Taehyung who sat on the floor of his hotel room with him for hours without speaking, holding only his hand. When Taehyung lost his beloved grandmother, Jungkook was the one who secretly hugged her behind the concert stage, while the other members were busy preparing. They are not just friends, not just colleagues. They were silent witnesses to each other's inhuman growth, from ordinary teenagers to global icons who had no time to feel sad or afraid. And that night, when the anonymous post went viral, all those memories were thrown into the middle of a storm. Scattered footage shows the voices of two people talking in the dark, voices that closely resemble Taehyung and Jungkook, with one sentence shattering the defenses of anyone who hears it. If the world is too cruel for us, at least we have each other. Army splits, world falls silent when this news exploded. The global media did not stand still. CNN Korea called it the most unexpected emotional reveal from the most beloved K-pop idols in the world. BTS, love, truth, and the pressure of perfection. But in the army world, there was a real storm. Some cry because they feel lied to. Others are touched because they feel they can finally be honest. Some even feel that this is not a big thing, that feelings should be celebrated, not made into a scandal. But others feel this recognition could change everything from brand endorsements to global collaborations to the future of BTS itself. But one thing is certain, no one is indifferent. Everybody cares. Everyone was hit. And that proves one thing: Taehyung and Jungkook's relationship isn't just a passing gossip. This is something that has been felt for a long time, even though it has never been said. Other BTS members' reactions: Jin, Jimin, RM, J-Hope, and Suga. Silence doesn't mean ignorance. Steady. We move on to part 4, where the reactions of the other BTS members start to emerge, not with words, but with gestures, symbols, and calmness that actually make everything feel more emotion. Reaction of other BTS members: silence does not mean ignorance. They were 7 people, but that night the world highlighted 2 of them. But amid the storm of emotion that engulfed ARMY and the public, one question resonated throughout the fandom: what about the other 5 BTS members? Did they know all along? What do they feel? The answer did not come through a press release, not through live broadcasts or long posts, but passing through something much more subtle, and precisely because of that, feels more touching. Park Jimin, Taehyung's closest friend and one of the most sensitive figures in the group, suddenly changed his Weverse profile to one simple sentence: "We know. And we stay here." No name, no context. But none of the army doubted what he meant. A few hours later, Suga, who is known for being quiet and outspoken, liked a fan art on Twitter, X, depicting Taehyung and Jungkook standing together in the rain, protecting each other. The image went viral, and large fanbase accounts noticed it right away. Many interpret that as a form of tacit support, and they know Jungkook is not the type to do things by chance. Jin, who was still serving in the army, could not react directly. But Army with a keen eye found something surprising. In the latest official military log, Jin's name was recorded sending letters to 2 close associates, outside the usual schedule. The date of the letter? Exactly a day after this news exploded. No more details, but many believe the letter was addressed to Taehyung and Jungkook. And somehow, it felt like a hug in another form. J-Hope, who was also serving his military service, made a surprise appearance in a Weverse live stream a few days after the incident. He didn't mention anyone by name, but in the midst of his casual chat, he suddenly said, "The people you love can't always be protected from the world, but you can stand next to them." And when he finished saying that, he smiled a little and stared at the screen a few seconds longer than usual, as if to make sure the message arrived. And RM, their leader, the keeper of the group's emotions and energy, uploaded a portrait of the rising sun on his Instagram account.